Good. What? Here we go.
Let me see what you got. Nice.
Let's take us off full screen.
Just east of Kansas City in Independence, Missouri, it's the 36th annual NAI Division I Women's Basketball National Championship between two conference rivals, Mid-America Nazarene and Berger here in the title matchup. Hi there, Jason Knapp here. Glad to have you with us alongside Brenda Van Lengen. And Brenda, you need to win 5 times in a week to win this NAI National Championship. And after beating teams from various parts across the country, these two have to beat somebody they know very well to take home the title.
Yeah, these two are great rivals, and everything is on the line for a national championship. Now, Mid-America
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
We're
going to watch the 2016 NAI Division I Women's Basketball National Championship. I am MNU Sports Information Director Chad Jenkins. I'm joined alongside head coach, current and in 2016, John Lewis. How are we doing, John?
Great. How are you doing, Chad? Thanks for having me.
This is great.
Oh, man.
Doing great.
It's going to be fun.
This is the first time I've watched this in HD. We always had standard definition versions of it. So there's your starting lineup. Go ahead and see what we got here.
Well, we started the same way most of the year, if not all the games. Megan Balcom, first-team All-American. Jasmine Webb was a first-team All-Conference player. Was the Energizer player of the tournament. Felicia Weston obviously was the MVP, and she was a stud. And Tristan Wicks and Bailey Reinhardt was a sophomore, both those young ladies. They had a potent offense. Sorry, I need to look at my notes here. They're number 1 in the country in total blocks and field goal defense. Top 10 in field goals, threes, three-point percentage, points allowed, rebounding categories. Had 2 6-3 posts. Really good guard play. Seniors, Jamie Hodge and Erica Simpson. They controlled the whole game for them. Great coaching staff.
There's our MNU crowd there. Recognize a bunch of people. There's the crowd at the Silverstein Ice Center in Independence. You can see the orange Berger there on the left. This was right less than an hour away in Independence, and MNU Berger in the national championship game was an absolute dream for this tournament. First of all, to get viewers, and this place was rocking. The whole Final Four was great with Benedictine and Berger in the Final Four along with MNU. So the Heart was well represented, and the crowds were huge and very energized. It was really fun.
Yeah, our men's team made a nice run as well. The same year they went to the Final Four. We both played on the same night. They happened to lose out in the Final Four in a great game, but that really helped energize our crowd as well. And this is a rivalry, 4-time playing. It was going to be muddy. It's not a pretty game. No. If you're just a fan of basketball and scoring like today's basketball, it definitely wasn't that, but there's good appreciation for what happened in this game.
Now, I was calling this game on radio with Kyle Walker. Hopefully Kyle can watch tonight. This was his first year with us, and he calls a national championship in the first year that he joins us, so that was fun to watch this as well.
First time I watched this was today, actually, and I know I needed to brush it up a little bit, but I haven't watched this game. This will be the second time.
You get to see all your reactions back there on the bench with the team, too.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not. A dribble drive offense, keep the floor spaced and open. Their post always hollows out to the backside for dump offs here. You see Tristan rotated great, knocked it out. They do a really good job running their system. They're going to try to get to the middle of the paint and score it themselves or kick it out for an open three or a dump off to the post. But we've rehearsed this defense and these rotations for weeks, months, and every season. So this is a bad breakdown here.
Now you see you up there like, what? How'd we let that happen?
Yeah, she went for 20-plus, I think 30 one night in the tournament, and she's a phenomenal player. And, yeah, we didn't want that.
Yeah, Jamie Hodge this tournament was as hot of a player as I've ever seen as far as defense, scoring. Jasmine misses here. But Jamie Hodge this tournament, I was doing stats for other games other than MNU during this tournament. So I was watching a bunch of games, and she was just all over the court for the whole tournament. She was really impressive.
Yeah, she was phenomenal. First team all-tournament. We ice the on-ball screen, so we don't want to let them use it. We want to try to keep it on the sideline and keep our posts underneath to protect the rim. And they did a great job there. And that was a bad breakdown. You see what happens when your post has to come over and help on the ball when you get beat to the middle. And we didn't have a backside drop there. But, they whip us this first quarter, almost the whole first half. But, you play 5 games in 6 or 7 days, and a team the 4th time, it's going to be tough.
Tristan Wicks Albright is watching. Megan Balcom Jackson, Olive, Josh Bennett, always a good supporter of us. Whitney Moy, Brittany Keller. Welcome. Thanks for watching. Keep commenting and asking questions, and we'll get to them.
Yeah, they only shot 7 free throws. They missed them all. Yeah, even if they made them all, they wouldn't have won the game, but definitely helped keep the pressure off.
Right, and that spread would have been bigger at different points, obviously.
Yeah, the crowd got into Bailey on that one, so they were giving her the business. They were going to help off a little bit. Bailey had a great tournament for a sophomore. She'd had some injuries up and down from high school through college, but she had a great tournament herself.
Your dad's on watching. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
I don't have a Tootsie Roll Pop from him tonight, so I'm lacking.
In the first half, I think we tried to run too much stuff. It was pretty slow. We knew we wanted to have to play slow. The national tournament's a slower game. It's going to be physical. Refs don't call a lot. I think we had 8 blocks. They might have had 5. It was physical at the rim. But we played too slow, tired legs. It really was to their advantage that first half.
Well, this is Wallish down low. She was so good for 4 years. Blocking everything. Great matchup for you guys. A couple of 6'3s, plus Whitney on her.
Yeah, there's Tristan. That's what she does. She protects the rim well. And here you go, though. We kind of set it up and walk again, and I think that hurt us. But, we're trying to get the lid off the basket here. And, senior point guard wants to call something. We're trying to get a post up. We don't go. We're going to swing it and then double down here on the backside.
Take that shot all day.
Yeah, and the announcer talks on here that she thought it was for sure down.
Yeah.
It's kind of that night for her. We used her as a decoy. She screened a lot on the ball, which is rare for a 2-guard to be screening on the ball. They didn't want to come off her, so we even screened our 4 with her. You'll see it later on in the game.
Now that's the kind of thing you have to do playing the team for the 4th time. Is that what that came from?
Yeah. Yep. Obviously you can't change much. You are what you are and who you are. But we made some tweaks. We knew they weren't going to let Megan shoot. First team All-American. Everyone had been keen on her. We were up all night and drew up a couple things off of what we already did. And we said, Meg, you're going to be a decoy. And if they come off you, they do. If they don't, we're going to let other people get some action tonight. And she had 4 points, and she was a good soldier and won a national championship game. Natalie Felipe on the ball is from Miami. A great player, long, 6 foot, almost 6'1", very skilled. She didn't have the greatest game, but she was a very good player for us.
Yeah, is there a better bench player that you've had? She didn't start much, but, man, what a weapon.
Yeah, you see her grab the shoulder on that first play. She had some issues with her body breaking down. She had been to 3 or 4 schools and had some up and downs, but, it's really a baller through and through and loved the game. And she was just so happy when it ended the way it did for us here in her career. So pretty boring, as you can see, the first couple minutes, and, not a lot of action. It's a bunch of contested shots.
But here's Kylisha being Kylisha.
Yeah, and that's a great shot. You can't get one better, and, Whitney wants that one back, but we end up getting 3. So, you'll see about this team, they really loved each other. We had our ups and downs, but it's a lot of positive touches. You always see them come together, getting hype, communicating in the huddle. You don't see any battles for leadership out there. They all want the same purpose, and they were joined at the hip. It really flowed.
This team especially, almost more than any I've seen, fans really connect with teams who you can tell love the game and love playing. And this team was full of people who just loved playing basketball. It wasn't that they were just good at it and doing it in college, but they actually really loved it, and you could tell. And people love that about this team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of these girls were state champions and come from great programs in high school. And this is what they play for, If you had the focus you do when you're in a national tournament all year, you'd get a lot more out of your players. It's just a different level. It's a heightened level of awareness and preparation, and they were just on point.
Lexi Davis says, best team ever. I agree, Lexi. Kelvin St. John's watching. Nate Eidson says, Coach, did you run Carolina at all?
Yeah, we tried. They didn't let us get anything. It was hard to go back to the basket with our big because they had a 6'3" in there every possession of the game, and really neutralized our girls. We had our post face up, but we did beat them up a little bit on the offensive boards. We out-rebounded them.
That just went right over Wallish. That's no easy task, or whoever that was.
Yeah, she was Defensive Player of the Year. Again, big, strong player, good athlete. But, yeah, she got the best over there. You know, Erica hits those. Larson hits those threes. Hodge hits those threes, but your legs are so tired. I mean, you play 5 games in 3 days, but in college it's rare to play 5 in 6 or 7 days, or 7 days, depending on how it breaks down for you. But you can tell this first half that's what's going on with everybody's bodies here.
Right there, that's what Hodge was doing all tournament. Just a nightmare.
Yeah, she's a try hard, play hard, gets the most out of every ounce of her ability. Her family and fans had to have been proud of her performance. She put it all out there.
And the announcers talk about this, but Hodge and Simpson there played together since 3rd grade or kindergarten and all this stuff. You knew Erica from AAU, right?
Yeah, I actually coached her a couple years. I think her sophomore and junior year. Coach Lister actually signed her off our team. She was a great kid, great family, great competitor. Her and Megan actually got an apartment afterwards.
All right, let's hear from Nav.
It's Navia. I was a grad assistant during this particular season, and it was obviously an unforgettable one. Some of the things that I remember is that, you know, throughout the entire season, it wasn't necessarily an easy one. This team and our coaches definitely had some bumps along the way, and I think one of the things that is most amazing about this team and this season is that they really worked through those rocky moments and those bumps and obviously got a national championship. So it was really cool to see the change that happened, especially when we got to the national tournament. Some of the things that I remember the most and that I will always cherish is that we beat, obviously, one of our rivals in the national championship. That was unforgettable and was super sweet. And then also that it was done in Kansas City. So we had tons of our fans there, and it was one of the best moments when that buzzer went off. I would never, ever change anything about the coaching staff either. I got to coach with my brother and John and Martina, and it was awesome, and I will never forget it. See you guys later.
Yeah, Nav, she was a soldier, played for us 4 years, some of the best teams we ever had.
She was great.
I wasn't a very good coach when I was younger and probably hurt a lot of their chances to, move on in the tournament, but they were a heck of a team. And she knew the playbook and the philosophy better than anyone on our staff, outside of myself, obviously, but she was a MNU encyclopedia, and the players could go to her and get any information they needed. You can see Whitney icing that and staying in front of the ball. She does a good job, brought a lot of energy in there at the backup post player. Extremely athletic and helped a lot. Bailey's just a solid player and doesn't make too many mistakes, but we got beat on a couple of these cuts here once the ball goes in the paint. A couple of these kickouts really hurt us.
Ron Antoniati says, hi, team. Hi, Whitney.
That's what Ron is, Whitney's mentor from Ireland.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Antonati. I forget how to say it exactly, but he might be in New Jersey or back in Ireland. I don't know.
It was a nice little pickup for you, getting wit.
Yeah, good work, Ron.
Martina Mihailovic. Say that one right. She's watching. Tristan says, ask him how we ate Panera every day.
Yeah, every day, same meal. We got superstitious. I don't know how many people ate it because...
just during the tournament or all the time?
Yeah, during the tournament. We started to win. We had a routine. We just stuck with it. And stuff piled up in my room. I wasn't eating much. I had a rough beard. My hair was overgrown. Your zombies were playing the night game, so you stay up all night scouting. Kai should have made that one. She wants that one back. She wanted a foul, but she's a great player, had 21 points. That should have been 23 on the night right there.
Taryn Garber watching. What's up, Taryn? Patty Schultz. Kylicia's watching. Already talking smack. Bailey Reinhardt watching. Rob Wade. Adam Ledyard. Nobody knows who him is. He's one of my friends.
Hey, Adam.
Facebook friends.
So, we've talked a lot through this game, and you can see it's pretty boring. I'll tell you, it was the lowest scoring tournament, national championship game, if I remember right at the time, and probably still is. Bad gamble there, got us beat, gave up a layup. Kai thought she could pick her and couldn't, and gave up a layup on that backside drop. May got caught out of position too there.
I feel like that 5-3 lead we had is the last lead we have for a long time, right?
Very long time. We don't get a lead until the first couple minutes of the third, but we chop it away in the last couple minutes of the second quarter.
Right, that was when it all turned around. This run right here is where it starts to feel like it might slip away.
It's crazy. I found myself yelling at the computer screen today, watching it for the first time. It was crazy to watch their bench and their crowd, the energy they had and how excited they were. They were feeling it. And we looked like that in the second half. That was a great play from Kai. Good patience.
So there's a lead, but that's probably the last one for a while.
Yeah.
Felicia played with an absolute fire that whole tournament and the conference tournament as well.
Yeah, Felicia's roll out of bed good. She
Right.
just kind of can show up and dominate. Though she's got long arms, she's physical, athletic. She's a Division I player, was one of the top players in Kansas City. Bully guard, we called her. We posted her up. She really was a facilitator. You see her always getting the crew together, calling stuff, looking at the bench. She's pointing to the clock right now. She's talking, does
Right.
everything, but she really deferred, and people probably didn't give her the credit she needed overall.
She didn't get accolades, which was shocking when I was doing that all-decade team, and I was like, oh, she must have been all-conference a bunch of times. She really wasn't. Larson?
Yeah, Bailey, was helping over, just got stuck on the ball a little longer than we wanted, didn't close out. Larson, I think, was the top 3-point percent shooter in the country, definitely in the tournament, and we just gave her one.
It's a nice play.
Yeah.
And Wallish with a nice play as well.
Yeah, Tris closed off and should have powered up a little bit more, went off 2 feet. I was on her whole career. She's probably upset with me right now for talking about it, but freshman of the year in our conference, great player. Wallish, a really good defender as well. Just got the best over there.
Coach Peterson's watching.
What up, Coach P?
Brandon Smith, B. Smith, always a great supporter, great representative of MNU.
You can see even Wallish there, being a bigger girl, taller girl, didn't want to go over Tristan with her back to the basket. She even faced her up, and those guys knew each other so well they wouldn't even challenge each other. And Meg did that a lot. She looked you off. She jabs at you, makes you think she's going to come off the on-ball. Girls rest up or get prepared to guard that on-ball screen, and she'll just shoot it deep. Again, usually hits those. Dropped a 40-point, 30-point game a couple times in non-con or conference,
Right.
whatever. And just wasn't her night, but it's a great tournament, great player for us.
Nate Launis watching, says Coach's Clinic.
Yeah, that was crazy right there on Meg. Got slapped in the face. Her headband went over her eyes, but Meg's never seen a shot she didn't like. She
She didn't see
she
that
pulled
one
the
either.
Michael Jordan there, eyes closed, still got it up. Good shooters are always hot, no matter the stats and what's going on in that game. So we wanted her shooting. I just don't know if that was her best one of the night, but she probably got fouled. You see, they run a lot of chip action, a lot of crossing action off the dribble handoffs and pitchbacks, and they really just try to rub screen you and get little openings and take advantage of it. And they had us going side to side defensively, and the ball wouldn't stop. We were really trying to keep it on the side of the floor and contain it more for our post to help, but bad examples there. Here's what I was talking about, putting Megan on the ball to screen. You can see Kylie probably should have taken the shot, still freed Meg up, and she just missed. Those are great looks. You see how hyped they are. Coach is smiling. Coach Andy, he's a great friend. My bald-headed coach there, and Murray and Ben, they were feeling it. They should have been. But Pioneers are going to come rolling back if you keep watching.
Here's another thought from somebody. I don't remember who it is.
I haven't watched any of these, so these are great to see.
Hi, my name is Megan Jackson. I was number 10 for my 4 years at MNU. I played there from 2012 to 2016. My senior year was the year that we won the national championship. Currently, I own a dog boarding and grooming facility, and then also I work part-time at a vet clinic in Leawood. It's called Camelot Court Animal Clinic. My favorite memory from the 2016 season besides winning the championship would have been when we went to California and we were scheduled to play Vanguard. At the time, they were the #1 team in the nation, and we ended up beating them. It was a super fun game. 5 of us scored double digits that game, which just went to show that not one person carried the team. It was always a team effort. Every single game, someone else stepped up, and I just love that year. I would go back and do it all over again.
Hi everybody, my name is Lindsay Johnson. I was a point guard number 3 at MNU. I graduated in 2018. I am currently living in downtown Kansas City. I am a nurse at the University of Kansas Health System in the cardiac ICU. I also started this past January MNU's Adult Gerontology Primary Care Nurse Practitioner program, so I am back there. I would say my favorite memory was definitely in the national championship game when Megan Balcom hit a clutch three-pointer, and I log rolled in front of the bench, almost tripping John Lewis on the way back to his seat.
The bench was great. Our whole team was great. We talked about accolades, and a lot of people didn't get them because everyone contributed. You'll see Ashley Likens in here. Played a couple minutes this game, played a lot. Talented player. A lot of these girls are really talented. It's just a deep team. And you'll start to see we loosen it up a little bit. Although we don't hit some shots, we start to play a little bit more rhythm and less trying to run plays. We need some players to make some plays, and that starts to happen late in this quarter.
And was that the talk between the break, was just forget the plays and just play?
No, teams like this want to please you as a coach, and when you're a coach, you think you're smart and got a bunch of stuff to run. And I think, we overthink it, and we knew it was going to be a grind, so you're always telling them, like, every possession matters. We need great shots, not good shots, and that tightens you up. And sometimes you got to shut up a little bit more and let your players take over, and I think that's just what happened, obviously.
You got such great senior leadership on this team.
Yeah, man. These guys play high-level AAU basketball, and the NAI level is nothing. So this is a big game. These are great players, but they've been playing in atmospheres like this. I mean, Jasmine's a 4-time state champion in sprinting. A big class. Dallas was a SEC sprinter. I mean, Megan had high-level scholarship offers. Kylisha went to University of Colorado. Natalie was a phenomenal player. I recruited her off for a YouTube clip, and she was just phenomenal. You can see our coaches over there. We're just kind of a little despair. We're just quiet. We're not freaking out. Martina and Olive do a lot of the subbing, and I obviously pulled the yank on some of those and said she's out of there or put her in, but they were talking matchups, and I'm really just trying to figure out how we should attack them and how we need to guard and adjust. Saw Megan there looking them off, trying to get another easy 3, and she did, just didn't hit it. One of our big keys was getting back and not hanging around on the offensive rebounding end, although we like to get some offensive boards. You gotta know when you're going to the glass, when you're not, and there's a second of dumb time we try to cut out, and we're doing one or the other, going or getting back, and you'll see a couple times we just get stuck, and there was one of them. I lose it on Tristan later on in the game, you'll see. And so here you see Baker's doing great. They got us going east and west. Megan, she throws those dimes. Whitney can catch those.
Can she, though?
Yeah, she can. She can touch the rim. She's got a herniated disc in this game. We didn't know. We thought it was a bruised back.
See, at this point in the game, they're feeling it. And this was her first three-pointer, they said?
Yeah, look at her. It's Chase, I think, and the scout is, we gotta let her shoot. I'm getting on Ashley and everybody here. We're just not matched up. We're a little in our feelings, and when you start to get quiet, start to get a little selfish defensively, you don't help each other, and things like this happen.
So there's her first 3 of the season. We answer that later.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that, but we've got another one coming here.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Martina Mikhailovich, and I was an assistant basketball coach for Mid-America Nazarene for 2015-16 season when we won the national championship. I was blessed to win a national championship my first year of being a part of MNU family. The girls that played for us that year, they were amazing. Just a great group of girls, great character kids, great basketball players. They got along really well. They find a way to win it for us. I felt like we played the best basketball during that national championship run. awesome coaching staff, Coach John Lewis, Coach Olivia Paulu, and Avia Paulu. They were a pleasure to work with. Remembering the first game we won, we played against Martin Methodist College from Tennessee, and we were getting ready for that second round. And we decided as a group, players and coaches, that we're going to do the same thing what we've done that day when we beat Martin Methodist. So besides going to shoot arounds and going over scouting reports and film sessions, everything was done the same way it was done for that first game. We even ate the same food. So for breakfast, lunch, everybody ate the same stuff that they ate for that first game. So we kept winning, and we kept doing the same routine and kept eating the same food. So that's what we did basically for 7 days. After we won the whole thing, we were just, sit down and talk about it and have good laughs about the whole thing.
Here in Independence, a torrid 12-0 run for the Baker Wildcats to go up by double figures here second quarter against Mid-American Nazarene, and doing it with balanced offense.
They were able to get a little bit of
scoring.
So
that was one of those one Hodge right there. Sprinted out. We just got stuck standing in the paint. And we get late. Hodge gets one. So we help in on transition and give up a three. That was one of those plays you can't see. It was cut off, but we had Megan screening for Jasmine to go left. Kind of one of the ways we used Megan to try to chip screen. Jazz got a little excited. They called it a moving screen. So here we are out of a timeout. We don't look very smart. We don't look like we're on the right page. And a little bit of frustration, but you see all the coaches, everybody's just pretty chill. And Baker was up on us all four games in the first half. We're winning, and we beat them by a larger margin each game. So we played better in the second half each game. Megan gets caught on this screen. We're supposed to go over on flares, especially great shooter. She gets caught about 3 or 4 times, and Hodge didn't make us pay enough. There's Wallish, not her strength. And it's what we wanted, a contested jumper at the elbow. And here's you're going to start. We start looping our players out and freeing up the lane, going just a little bit more on-ball screen and playing. Again, it doesn't work for us there, but we start to get some better shots.
She's expecting a foul call there.
Yeah, you don't get them. National tournament's great because they got to get to the next game.
Yes.
And you see you're right. I mean, I love it. And I think we had 35 blocks in 5 games. It's phenomenal, but it's because the rest let us play. And you see we start looping this guard out, gets Kylisha one-on-one, and then we get our guards on the middle on-ball screen. Kai's getting great shots, just not dropping right now. It's a big play.
Ooh, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. She's light in shorts. She pulled her toes up, took it, landed softly. Yeah, she made it look so easy. It looked like she, was out of position. It should have been a foul.
They could have just let it go, too, I think.
Yeah. And, it happens in girls basketball. It's sort of like a dunk, a charge. She's probably going to hit a shot. And if I remember right, she hits one of her only shots right now. They were going to have a little crackback screen, so we're going to refuse the on-ball and then come back and screen Meg. And then got her puppy set, and then that one's down. I'm sure they had it scouted. But, yeah, that was good. That helps her loosen up.
It's the MNU faithful.
Really thankful for them. Again, here you see we're icing the on-ball screen, keeping Trist over. We're going to help in on Wallish and kind of let her take a contested one. That's not the contested one we wanted, but she missed it.
When you say icing the on-ball, that sounds to me like something totally different than what you probably mean. So explain that to the non-educated viewers.
You just isolate the on-ball, so when they come set it, they're coming from the middle to the outside.
The on-ball screen is the person who's guarding the basketball.
The screener who's coming to the ball.
Okay.
The girl that's going to be screened, she moves up and only lets them go to the sideline, and then our post gets underneath, and we box her in. So a little bit of more similar action for Meg. That's probably a foul, but it goes away in a national tournament. Great defense, bodied her up. Meg couldn't elevate, tired legs. You're seeing it. This is, muddy basketball. Yeah. And I know it looks like a crazy shot, but into the shot clock, we're all out of sorts. And much credit to them, man. Their bench is hype, their crowd's hype. Great game plan by them.
Frank Garcia watching.
Frankie, baby.
I don't know how I felt about this team, he says.
Frank was our trainer. He's a masterful trainer. He ended up getting a Division I job, left at the middle of the year, and I still sent him a ring. Bless Frank's heart.
Nice.
But he wasn't there, and Christine was our trainer, and we won with her, but we were winning with Frank, and Frank's the dude, and if I ever get to choose my own trainer, I love ours right now, but Frank's one I'd always add to the program.
Brett Stillman's watching, called a bunch of games for us.
Yeah, we get caught on an elevator screen, did not guard it right. They were a great inbounds team. Megan got caught on a couple of those. She's a frail body type, and if she gets hit on the screen, she sometimes gets stuck.
A walk.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I think Kai had 3 or 4 this game. She tried to thread the needle to Tris a couple times. Tris is 6'3". She's a great athlete, but we put her in some bad situations a couple times. And I've always been taught the turnover goes to the passer on stuff like that, but Kai was a soldier, and she took a lot of that, and she earned whatever she wanted to this tournament. Now they're going to try to go at Jazz. Jazz is a great athlete, but smaller on the block. And we help in. Kai digs a little bit. She felt like we're beat, and we give Erica a big 3. She gets lined up. We close out great. She just hits a big shot. I think she's coming off 24 the night before, and maybe hold her to 7 this night, but she's a great player, and that was too good of a look.
Right. Yeah, if you missed it, 3 Hart teams were in the Final Four in this tournament. Benedictine was beaten by Baker the night before.
Yeah, it was a great run for the league. The league now gets tons of respect. I think we got 6 teams. Well, we did get 6 teams in this year, which is unheard of out of 32. So this was the start of a good run, and hopefully we continue it. You see Tris facing up and going at Macy. She did get back to the basket afterwards, but she wasn't going to try to power her into the hoop. She was going to try to get her moving laterally and then get a shot off. That was a great play by Tristan. Very skilled for a tall. There you see Trist helping, a great drop by Meg, and just unlucky bounce, and then Meg gets caught watching the scramble.
It's a nice, tough shot.
Yeah, it was. Natalie put up a good, hand, but didn't want to foul and make her finish like we teach. But great cut. Meg just got her lost there a little bit.
It gets to – they score again, right, before we start to make the run?
I watched this by myself today, and I was still hollering at the screen. And they're roasting us. If you watch – obviously, this game and turned off at half, you think Baker wins probably, and they deserved, obviously, to be here, and they kept themselves in a good game all night. So that was, you didn't see it, but we got it stolen there. Natalie gets beat middle there, bad closeout. We wanted to be inside out and push her again to the sideline. Once we get them on an outside third, we were trying to keep them there, not let that ball dribble and kick. And she's frustrated. Their coach, he's a laid-back dude. You can see him. He takes it pretty good in stride. But she got a lot of leeway, too, with the type of tournament she had. This is for Jazz. Here, see Meg's going to on-ball her, which is rare, and then we're getting Jazz going to her left side. And this is where the run starts for us. And that was a play we'd never run besides this night. And so we went to the high-low, and then we said, Jazz, we're going to come on-ball you. We hadn't done it all year, and she did great.
She was so good this year. It's just a dynamic athlete. Phenomenal.
There's another breakdown to the middle. It gives up a wide-open 3. I mean, it's like clockwork. You let teams like this do what they do, they're going to put you in the grinder. And they did.
So remember that. Up 11 with 2.5 minutes to play.
Yep. Jazz is going to go off on a mini run here. I think she's going to get another 2 to 4 points here. But you see it's way stagnant. Natalie, again, she makes those. She didn't this night. But, a couple dead dribbles and a shot. Again, it's not what we wanted, but it's what we were getting.
Cal Kibber's watching.
Oh, Cal, man.
Good to hear John's perspective. This is my first time seeing the game. #LD.
Yeah, man. Cal's the guy. He was a great player, won a national championship.
Yeah,
you watched him the other night.
Speaking of a dynamic athlete.
Yeah, 6'9", phenomenal player. He's a great person. He was a good friend. I recruited him to come here. Well, he came on a visit, and I told him he had to come. We loved him as a person. He's a great dude. So here, this is supposed to be a little flare action. Natalie's a little late. Tristan doesn't set it and slips. Kai, tries to, make a hero play, which she's capable of. Sailed it. And I'm telling them, like, Kai, get up, let's go, next play. I'm telling her to get up and dog the ball out. We got to get back to defense. The whole thing was just keep us in the game. I mean, we got them to 25 points. If we can't win, hold them to 50.
Right.
We don't deserve it. So back at the grind, next play mentality, and Kai comes out big here at the end of the half. So, again, those passes look like a crazy point guard at times, but she completed those, and those players are capable of making those catches too. There's another iced on-ball screen. We try to force it into Whitney instead of letting them use it. And now we got them kind of playing at us just one-on-one.
What a big miss.
Yeah.
They got the foul, though. But they missed all free throws. See, if it's 27-14 here, that's a big, obviously. Now, think about this. If you know the final score of this game, Baker scores 10 points from here on out. That's it.
Well, 20. It's 14 right now. They score 35.
Yeah, they have 25.
Oh, do they right now? Oh, we have 14.
Yeah.
What the heck? Sorry, yeah. No, you're right.
This is
yeah,
Ryan.
Man. Defensive adjustments, right? No, it's tired legs, guys. These are young females that are student athletes. This is a highly emotional game. You cramp. We're not pumping them with stuff. Like, we're NAI level. We're eating Panera and resting, and we're walking around at shoot-arounds. These guys are whipped. And then they're playing a rival that knows them.
Tough shot.
Yeah.
Left side from the right side of the elbow there. We're not giving enough credit to Ryan Robinson for these missed free throws, by the way.
Yeah, man.
He was right under their basket, if I remember.
Birdman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right behind that ref there, I think. His dad. Yeah, there they are. I don't know. I know he ended up there.
Yeah, you're going to see me hollering at Bailey. The ball's driving baseline. It's coming out. There's no reason to go help. At that point, you scramble and you deny. The girl's running away from the rim. Bailey got, you get to watch and you want to make what we call hero plays, and you just got caught looking, and I'm asking her what she's doing. And, Bailey's a soldier, always took the coaching and would say, yeah, coach, and get right after it. Here's Jasmine. We're isolating her at the high post again, and we're going to on-ball her. She refuses it and hits it. She's a self-hype man. She's feeling it right here. And Pioneers are going to start rolling a little bit after this half.
Kyle Walker watching. Welcome. You remember calling this game. Roger Alexander, Ryan Drummond, David Verholst,
Yep.
Kelly English. Thanks for watching, everybody. All right, got to have a bucket here going into the half.
Yeah, so you'll see we do a head tap. We kept calling Megan to come on ball. They're face guarding Megan, so we're going to use her as a screener. She's kind of telling her, like, come on, and they get lost, and Kai hits it.
That punch in her chest there.
Look at their crowd. I mean, they're stunned. Like, what the heck? We were balling. It's a 4-point game. Yeah.
25-13, and now it's a 4-point game. No big deal.
Yeah, I looked over at their bench twice. I try not to look at the other coach. I feel like it's disrespectful almost. But I looked over on that one, and when later on one happens in the third or fourth quarter. But I could feel it, and I just happened to look down there.
There's Webb getting hyped. Now watch the reaction from Weston here.
Yeah, and their bench is just Coach Murray's. He's distraught.
This is Olive Palou. I was an assistant coach for the 2015-16 national championship team. Going into that season, I think our expectations were high as always. We had some really good teams up to that point. And we had a great senior class for that year. Some of the highlights of that season, it wasn't all easy. When you're that, people look at our record and they see that we had lost only 5 games that season. But, when you're a really good team and your expectations are really high, when you lose one game, if it doesn't feel like one game, it feels like more than that. And so we had lost some games that, that were crushing during that regular season that we weren't happy about. But the girls did find a way to win 32 games that year. So many great teams and great players, but we had a hard time getting past the Sweet 16. We had never done it as a program with John Lewis at the helm. And so I think we wanted to do something special for all those coaches and all those players who had been there before that had kind of, laid that foundation for this team to be where they were. To the Final Four, we were just so excited and thankful to be there. You would think that the pressure and the stress of that situation would start to weigh on the girls. But there was just something really special about the group. I think it was just the whole vibe of our senior class. Megan, Jasmine, Kylisha, Natalie, they were not shook by the big moments at all. The vibe was just another shoot around, and it was very laid back, and we were just enjoying each other's company, and it didn't feel like we had a national championship game that day, and I think that's kudos to that group of seniors. Just for being gamers, man. They were ready for the moment, and to know that we were going to get to play Baker University on that stage in Kansas City, I don't think we wanted to script it any different. John, Martina, Nav, and every other coach, Coach Peterson, David, Coach Leslie, all of you guys and all the players we've had in the past that led up to that point, you guys were just as big a part of it as anybody else.
Tonight's NAI Division I Women's National Championship.
Yeah, it's great hearing from your players and coaches, and I think you can hear in their voices just how much they appreciate this moment and the opportunity, and I'm so thankful for all of them. I thought it was important to get all their input and all their videos, and
There's the women's soccer team.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out. Go MNU.
No, they did good. Hopefully it's something they remember, and it pushed our other programs. I know it's helped push our league to see 3 league teams in there, and it helps the league overall. Man, we've been getting our butt whipped. Not really, but we just haven't been able to win the whole league. It's just become so competitive. And I think if you can do really well in our league, then you can win it or have a chance to.
Go through a couple of these games that you can remember. Look at Benedictine beat Campbellsville 45-36. It was like nobody could score in this tournament.
Yeah, especially Campbellsville is a great defensive team, so that was difficult. They have a great zone. And then Baker against Benedictine, obviously. Lindsay Wilson was a phenomenal athlete. Had the best individual player maybe overall in the tournament. Pikeville, well-coached, could score it, ran the great stuff. Their coach is now at like Boston College or Boston University. And
well, that game, you guys almost ran away with it, but they came back.
Yeah, she had them going. I mean, they were well coached. No disrespect to Baker, but that was right there that was a battle. And Freed Hardman, second round game. I mean, Freed Hardman, a Hall of Fame coach. They've won it 2 years ago, maybe. And Dale Neal, phenomenal coach. That was a big game.
That was the game I thought you guys were going to have trouble with, and it didn't really feel that way.
Well, their best player got hurt halfway through that game. I don't know if you remember. Maybe Tor or Neal, or second best player maybe. And then their stud, we just our icing on the on-ball screens. They sell a lot of on-ball screens. Really, she struggled. And I don't know what it is. I'll look at my notes, but I think her name was Talia Cross. She was 5 for 20 from the field, had 15 points. Anytime you can make them take more shots than they score.
Who was on her?
Oh, everybody. I mean, anytime the on-ball came, we iced it. She was a point guard. Okay. She was player of the year, up for it the following year. I mean, they won it, I think, when she was there. Dale Neal is phenomenal, Hall of Famer. And that was not an easy win. None of these games
What I remember about that game was you were up by like 8 in the final minute, and they didn't foul. They just were like, you got it. And I was like, hey, we're going to win. We got it. And I thought we would have to shoot free throws and struggle. And
I'm going to have to go back and watch. I think the Baker, goes 1 for 17 in this next stretch.
Yeah, this lockdown defense of yours was just amazing. This whole game, really.
They get 2 or 3 offensive rebounds. That's a wide open shot. I mean, those are college athletes, a great shooter. She just missed. The moment gets big, everyone tightens up. That's a great play, another charge. Everybody says, well, what'd you say at halftime? Did you yell at them? And no, we were like, wow, we're in a game. We haven't played great. You're going to win this game.
That is a flop.
Coach Leslie Berger, I'll give her a lot of credit. Worked with Tristan all the time about winning some of these. She got a couple in this tournament.
Yeah,
sometimes they went against her, but she was swift on her feet for a tall. There's a little action we ran for Jazz, a little down screen. Again, that was new. They weren't ready for it. We got an elbow jumper. I'm okay with the mid-range. It's kind of not as cool anymore in basketball. It's a 3 or a layup, or a dunk in boys. But we wanted that. She's a capable shooter. She just didn't hit it there. This is Kylisha going to go bully ball, try to post our point guard, and Jazz didn't feel comfortable and went away from it. You're going to see Trish face up, left her in the dust.
That's just quick, man.
Yeah, great play.
Feet.
Yeah, 2 talls going at it, and that was a great move. And this is when it starts rolling for us.
I think other than the big 3 we hit later, the play coming up is probably my favorite. Just Felicia dominating, and you could feel the game turning.
Yeah, you see a little bit better defense there. The ball is getting the lane, but we're helping it, and then we're denying ball side shooters, and we're getting out, and Bailey did a great job there. We're locking down. We discussed rotations. The girls, these rotations have been drilled in their head. They know the names, the drops, everything. They're starting to loosen up. You're going to see our bench start to look like their bench.
All right, so I think we score here, and then keep an eye on Felicia and the reaction of the crowd and the bench and everything.
Yeah, you can see they're overplaying Megan everywhere. She's back cutting some of this, and just unlucky there. It's a great look. Again, swipe. Yeah, they call that cookies. And this is when it starts going. Now you're starting to see our bench, and now our bench is looking like Baker's, and a little hype the crowd, and now they're sitting down. And this is basketball, an emotional game. Yep, peaks and valleys. We talk about it all the time. We want to have more peaks and valleys, and we went through ours, and now we're on a peak. That was a great look by Erica. That's the people we want to leave the backside skip open away from where she's driving. She made a great pass. But you can see we're there on every catch. It's a lot different. Everything's contested, and it's going to become a physical game. And you'll start to see the pace pick up from us. We're looping the guard out. We're going to freak high up to drive it. And then she missed 2 of those in the first half. She's not going to miss 3. And now she's back picking the ball up, clapping. We're dogging them out. Look at the. I mean, this is great. I mean, we have great bench. All those girls wearing red, they played all year. We lightened the load a little bit in the tournament, but look at that bench and that team. It's
Watch
great.
her reaction here. We're going to hear from somebody else in a second.
Hi, guys. My name is Whitney. I was number 14. I played forward at MNU, and I graduated with the class of 2019. I'm currently a graduate assistant at Missouri Western State for the women's basketball program, and I'm pursuing my master's in business with a concentration in leadership. When asked about what my favorite memory of that season was, it would definitely be winning nationals. Playing your rival in the national championship game for the 4th time is unheard of to me. And just for me, because we came to the realization that, anything can happen. And I think that was something that was really important to me. It was like anything up to that point didn't matter. It was like almost like a switch kind of like just turned on in our heads, and we were like, whoa, we're here and we can do this. We can win it all. And none of that would have been possible with the coaches we had. Coach John, Coach Martina, Coach Oliva, and Coach Nav, they poured a lot into the program, and they're honestly a reason as to why we were all national champs. And also our bench, if there was an award that could be handed out along other awards for, the games, would be our bench energy, regardless of how the games were going, whether if we were up or we were down, like our bench energy, like never dropped. I remember we had all these bench routines from like the wave to like a log roll that John almost literally like tripped over when he was walking backwards, which to me was so funny. But regardless of how the game was going, our energy was so consistent. That was like a spark that kind of carried us on throughout each and every game, and it was something that to me was just remarkable and something I loved.
Mid-America Nazarene up 2 on.
So yeah, that was Whitney Moi, and part of the reason this video looks so good is she got help from the SID equivalent at Missouri Western. He did that video for her. Everyone else just used their phones. She did it all professionally. And then his name's Ryan Menley. How did that not go in?
Yeah, unlucky. There's a lid.
So Ryan Menley put all this together and put all those interviews together and made a he made that teaser video as well, just out of the goodness of his heart. I don't know what you promised him as far as gear or thousands of dollars, but he did a great job putting all this together. And huge thanks to him.
Yeah, much credit to him. He's a talented individual and just a blessing, and we're thankful for him and what he's done to help document our history of our program here in this national championship.
Whitney is at Missouri Western now. That's where the connection was made.
Correct. Felicia right here got 50-50 right there on that block charge, and she had her on her heels and kind of Euro-stepped her and tried to sidestep her, and they just said she was still continuing to move backwards instead of established. That's a big play. Tristan's charge is a big 50-50 call that we got, and same with Megan's. And you remember, big things happened after each of those plays. So, a lot has to go right. Everybody thinks, coaches are so smart and this and that. You got to get a lot lucky. You got to stay safe from injuries. You have to have good refs that understand the style of play. These refs are phenomenal. Molly, the female ref there, is awesome. And I see her all over the AAU circuit, and she's just a great ref, and it was a great tournament. You see we've extended the pressure a little bit. We're starting to contest a little bit more. You see the energy in our defense and communication, and less breakdowns.
So when you want to pressure out like that, is that a call you make to them, or do they decide that themselves, or what?
Well, you're on an island when you go out there, so you can go out there and do that, but you can look stupid too. So a little bit is you got to know your strengths and weaknesses, not expose yourself. And when your legs are feeling energized and theirs are tired, you can do a little bit more of that.
Shot.
Yeah, great. Macy helps, and late to Trish. Trish faces her and gets that little baby and baby hook, and here it goes.
I think I just saw your wife in the background of the crowd. She was getting hyped too.
Yep. We had 2 young children. One was 2 months, so she only came to this game or watched the rest at home. She was a player herself, but she loves me for being Dad and John. So basketball's on the back burner, and she's a good support, but it's more about being a good person to her. See, we ran that, usually we run some down screens, floppy screens for our shooters and get into our motion. We started curling that and down screening for Jasmine to get some looks. She usually hits a lot of those, didn't hit a bunch, but that was our game plan.
Get out of here.
Yep. Good help by Triss. She's running. Now look at her run because she made a great defensive play. I don't know if she traveled. I don't know if she fully had the ball. That. Yeah. Kai put her in a tough spot. I'm yelling at Kai, and now I'm like, Kai, back up and guard.
You want to watch it again?
I did, actually, today.
Yeah?
He thought she caught it and had possession. I thought she still was completing the catch.
I don't like that call at all.
Yeah, but...
looks like Leslie Berger says, if John says the refs are good, they are really good. Everybody knows that. You got to hit that shot if you're going to win this game.
Yeah.
It just wasn't falling.
No, and she's frustrated. This will be a frustration foul. You're going to see it. It starts a little bit as it goes. She's tired. I mean, look at her cheeks and her body, and you can tell it's not only physical, it's mental. Coaches, too. Like, we look rough. We look pale, out of shape. Look at her teammates. Are like, come on, girl, you got it. Like, everyone's like, no worries.
That's Erica and Megan were roommates after this. I just told in the chat. All right, here we got somebody else.
Ellie.
I graduated from MNU in 2017. My number was 5, and I played point guard and shooting guard throughout my career there. I currently live in Denver, Colorado. And I would say probably my most favorite memory from 2016 would be the fact that we were able to play in Independence. I know it was such a big deal for all of us to be able to have some family members, all of our fans and members of the community there. It was such a huge game, and the fact that we were able to play our rival Berger, I think really made a huge difference in how many people were just attending the game in general. But I think the fact that we were just able to have the closest people around us be able to watch one of the most amazing fun games in history is really special to us. So thank you.
Hey guys, Felicia Weston, number 21, point guard for MNU from my sophomore year through senior year, 14 through 16. Currently, I am a claims specialist for Geico, working from home, but pays the bills. My favorite memory from the season, my senior year, was so much. Going to California, being on the beach, being around a bunch of girls that loved basketball, loved getting better. One thing that I loved about that team is something that, like, you can't really teach, but just the heart. You can't teach heart. So the heart, we never gave up. For the most part, stuck together 97% of the time, but, could always count on those girls to come through, as you guys seen in the championship game. My favorite memory from the game, probably Jasmine Webb's 3. You know, and then also I think being down so much, because it was something that we had never seen before and never felt, to be down like that and such a high pressure and high intensity game. But, you know, simple fact of why it was so important to us after we won, because it showed that we never quit, we never fell apart, we stuck together, game plan, and you could just tell how much fun we were having.
17 straight points for
great videos. I haven't watched any of those. Ellie and her dad Bob, basketball family from Colorado, and her dad runs one of the best programs out there, used to, Colorado Rockies. So sister played at K-State. It was a phenomenal basketball family, and just knew how to be a great teammate. And Kylisha, obviously, you're seeing what she could do, and she had a lot of heart. And this is supposed to be a backdoor for Meg, and then kind of run some action on the backside to get her a shot. Jazz just didn't want to throw those passes this night and just wanted to be careful there. And you can see Nat made a little bit of bad play there. Just got stuck. No one rotated to that drift corner for her and to, you know, have a way out, that corner to pass out of there. But, yeah, we set up some things. We weren't very good at timeouts, but, you know, it was good enough. Megan should have went over that flare. She went under. It was okay. Wallace kind of had some bad position there and got stuck and just made Whitney look like a good defender there. You know, Kai's a high-risk, high-reward player. And, you know, she defends that pass there and gets back on Erica, which probably creates that tip and borderline turnover. But, you know, again, some of those fall for Kai and they look like dimes, and then some don't. So we wanted her to be aggressive. She had earned that, senior, and she trusted her teammates. There's another elevator screen we get stuck on. Maybe I can get
offensive
coach.
Foul.
Yeah, a little chip screen just out of the frame.
Or was it legit?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, they can call a lot of that. You see their bench, kind of the look away. It's a universal sign of trying not to be disrespectful. Coach Murray, he's seen a lot of great basketball. I didn't know about that. We got called for one in the first half. You didn't really see it because there was a replay being played, but you're going to see we do run some sets here. We're going to try to get Jazz to the high post again, and we're going to on-ball her and get her go to her left. And that was a whack shot for her. But, again, Jazz, we rode her. She's first-team all-conference player, honorable mention All-American.
She was
a great
awesome.
athlete.
She was just like fourth quarters and big games, you could key on her.
Yeah. So she'd earned that. And good rotation help by Whitney. But you see everybody's there on every catch. It does look borderline bad basketball because it's not high scoring, but it's great defense is what it is.
That's probably the worst place to be in basketball, is trying to put up a rushed shot on the block with Whitney Moore in your face.
Yeah, that's where she made her living. She's a defensive specialist. She had multiple games with 20 rebounds, upwards of 8-9 blocks. You know, those kids don't get enough credit when you have a specialty that's not offense, because you don't see it on the scoreboard, but we knew the value. And when I recruited her, I knew the value of what a 6'3 athlete, 6'2 athlete could do.
Jasmine agrees with me. It was ticky-tack.
Yeah. Here we go, Kai refusing the on-ball. Great dump to Witt, and excellent play. Bench is hype. The bench was great. The team was great. And like you said, Baker's only going to score 10 points the rest of the game.
They don't score until the very last possession of this quarter, I think. Just a nightmare defensive team. Everybody was excellent.
Yeah, that's length. Jazz is, you know, right around close to 6 foot. Natalie and smooth. You know, Witt's tall. You have length and athleticism at every position. Kai is a phenomenal defender. Megan is pesky. Bailey's solid. Tristan is long. Ashley Likens is physical. You know, all the way down. You know, Callie Uhair.
She'll elbow you in the face without thinking about it. She will kill you.
Yeah. All our team. Leah Courtney, Jamila Du Bois. It was physical practices. That's why Kai says 97% of the time we were on the same page. 3% was at practice when we were going at it, but they were a pretty good team. And you know, Lindsay Johnson was our starting point guard a couple years. She doesn't make it in this game, but she's on the bench. She's a freshman over there. I mean, this is just a tough roster through and through. We're going to live with that. We respect Macy. It was a great box out by Tris, but we're going to live with contested jumpers. Now you see the pace is turning up. It was a great fake handoff. Yeah, Kai should have shot it. Our whole bench, you see Navia and Olive stand up, and she's a phenomenal player. That needed to be 2 more buckets, and she probably could have had 27, 25, whatever we're getting to. Great rotation by Jasmine. So you see Megan, and she's sure she's a little gassed, but you got it. Hey, man, let's chill. Let's run a play here. I quit. It's winning time almost. Let's get good ones. Let's catch our breath. You see, we're kind of going back to traditional. Anytime Megan was denied, they're supposed to, shoot and release that pressure and help her, back cut off that. Megan's like talking through him in this play, but it is a total breakdown. Kai gets a solid shot, but it's low percentage overall.
It's basically like a football punt. It's the equivalent of a punt there. Just take the clock off and give them the ball back, and just don't screw up.
Right. Don't do anything that leads to a layup on the other end.
Right.
Again, great contest. They came out of the second half offensive boarding on us, and then they got another couple here late. Again, we're playing one-on-one in the post. I know that looks bad, and Tristan got a foul, but that's an all-conference player, first-team defensive player of the year, Macy was, and we're not coming off shooters. We're going to live with this low-scoring game, and we're going to take 2s and not 3s. And we said, Trist, Whit, all night, you just got to be better than your girl, but you're not getting any help. You saw the one time Kylisha helped in the first half, gave up a 3 to Erica. That was her only really good open look maybe. She had a couple more, but that's why we don't help in the post on a game like this.
Yeah, another pair of missed free throws. Ryan Robinson, this is on you. Thank you for those.
Thanks, Birdman. See, Meg, she would play some of the point guard, too. It's interchangeable. Little drag-on ball. You see Jasmine coming in. We're trying to let these 2 make plays and space around them, but that's a great shot, too.
Oh.
It just rims out. Kylisha and Jazz, all of them are getting these. You see Tristan having to get on her horse right there. I think that was where I yelled at her a little bit earlier, and she just got a little tired. The sub will be coming soon.
So remember, it was 25-13. So that was 20-2.
Mm-hmm. I think that was their one bucket, if I remember.
Yeah, they only scored 2 in the third quarter.
Yeah, so 1 for 17. Let's see what we get at. I forget what happens at the end of this. They're just dogging Megan out. We tried a backdoor. She probably should have finished that cut. Good dump.
A little lucky.
Yeah.
It's all right. We'll take it.
Yeah, we're hyped.
Dylan Myers in the background. I see him.
You see all our players. This is what's cool about coaching the team at this situation is they're all coachable. They're all coming to the bench wanting to know what they can do better, and it's a really good feeling as a coach to work with players that want to make it happen.
I played center, and I graduated back in 2018. I'm currently a leasing agent in Manhattan, Kansas. It's super fun, and I enjoy it a lot, but I'm actually getting ready to move to Fort Myers, Florida here in the next month, and I'm really excited for that new adventure. I'd say my favorite memory from the year we won the national championship was playing Lynn and Bellwood in St. Louis. None of us could make a layup to save our lives, and it just kind of shows that you can overcome anything. And another cool thing was just beating a team 4 times in 1 year, especially in a national championship game. That was just awesome, and the fact that it was Berger. So, love those girls, love those memories. Excited for y'all to get to watch this game again, and yeah, hope you enjoy it.
Hey y'all, Bailey Reinhardt, number 44. Played shooting guard for the national championship team. I graduated in 2018. I'm currently a registered nurse at Miami County Medical Center. My favorite memory, there's so many of them. That was such a great year. So it's hard to pick one, but I'll pick a favorite game. Lindenwood Bellevue. We showed up almost game time basically and still in our street clothes and probably missed every single wide open layup we took. We looked like a elementary school team. I've never seen John that mad. And all of us were trying to hold it together, trying not to laugh. But that was such a fun year. I miss it, and I would love to go back and just do it all over again with the same outcome.
It's the 4th meeting of the year and the 4th quarter.
Talk a little bit about Bailey's role on the team. She wasn't a high-scoring threat, and the stats didn't reflect what she did for the team. What was her role, kind of?
She was a high IQ player. You got 5 on the court. You need somebody to do all the little things and do everything right. And She was a sophomore, so sometimes it's just not get in the way. I know that sounds bad, but you need to let these All-Americans that are around you kind of lead you. You take the open shots and do the dirty work. She was a great teammate, did all those little things. She earned that spot. Partly she knew every play. She knew every situation. She was very well rehearsed, came from Olathe South. They do a great job over there.
All right, I think this is the moment. Check it out.
Before the end of the half, they played extremely well here in the second half.
Yeah, that was big. You see it all over her face, and you see their crowd and their coaching staff.
That's ball game.
Yeah. Only one of her career. She could have made more. We didn't have her take them. She didn't have to, but that was huge.
Blocks the shot and gets fouled, and you're like, we're going to win the national championship.
I never thought like that. I pace over there. The clock goes so slow. She's still feeling it. She might be telling the ref, like, hey, that's my first one. Look, hey, that's my first one.
All right, check her out here. And she talks here now. She'll talk about it.
Watch Olive, like, hey, game's not over. Get over there.
It's over, man. Relax. All right, check out Jasmine.
And then, you know what? I'll just sling it from deep and make it in the national final.
Hey y'all, it's Jasmine Webb. I was number 11 at MNU for my super junior year in 2014 to my senior year in 2016 when we won the national championship. I was a hybrid small forward. I currently reside in Houston, Texas, and I am a labor and delivery registered nurse at one of the top high-risk labor and delivery hospitals in Texas, the Women's Hospital of Texas. So yes, your girl is kind of successful now, thanks to even you. My favorite memory from the 2016 season will definitely have to be from the national tournament, the national championship game when we were playing against Berger, and Miss Megan Balcom decided to pass me the ball behind the 3-point line with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. And if you know me, you know I was a mid-range and type of girl. So this is probably my second attempt all season shooting the 3. So I had no choice to shoot it. So I shot it and it went in. And I was so ecstatic and in disbelief that I started jumping up and down the middle of the court. And the best thing about it was I turned around and I looked at the bench and all my coaches are super ecstatic and laughing. And the rest of our teammates are doing the same. We look back on this moment and laugh about it all the time. So I'm not going to be super long-winded. I hope everyone's being safe. I miss you all, my MNU family. Lil Jazz out.
Yeah. I usually don't do the theatrics on the sideline, but I remember putting my hands up and doing the bang.
I remember. I saw that.
But, yeah, that was huge. She's a great spirit. She is. She's a great person.
Everything was going right for us at that time, and then she fires that 3 and buries it. And for me, just as someone who kind of feels the rhythm and flows of games, that was the moment for me where it was, there's no way we're losing this game.
Yeah.
They can't score, and we're hitting threes from Jasmine.
Yeah,
This thing's over.
And we came out of the timeout. We gave her the ball isolated on the right side because we knew they were going to give her a right-handed drive. She got a great shot again. We were, just unlucky, but we hit just enough. And there's Whitney helping again, boxing out, and here we go. And we just continue to put pressure on them. Again, we're only going to score, 11 more points. But
again, it was like football punting.
Yeah.
You just take the time, punt, play defense, and you got it.
Yep. There's Kai. We're going to try to milk this game. We call this winning time. We're going into multiple on balls. We're going to spread the floor. We're going to sprint into things, and we're going to try to get downhill and shoot free throws. Even there, you see we help in on the ball and then sprint out and deny shooters. We're up in these gaps. We're overlapping. You see Bailey in the gap here. You see their coaches keep telling them to spread out, but we're giving it this feel of claustrophobic feel, and they're not getting any easy uncontested shots.
And remember, they've scored 1 bucket this half, and it was 25-13 at one point.
Yeah, that's a coach's creative genius, right? That's.
But what's he supposed to do? What's Lister saying to his team, or what's he trying? Is he trying to come up with some sort of money play for them? Do you even have one?
No, I think it's a lot of what we were doing in the first half. You got to try to.
Nice play.
Yeah, we should have made it, and we usually do make those ones, but they're just trying to ride it out and you're telling your team that they're not going to continue this, and we're not going to continue to miss. And unfortunately for them, they didn't make it, enough to stay in the game, and nor did we make a bunch, but we just did enough. And that was another easy one. Kai got to the rim the last couple of possessions, and you've seen how hard it is to score. And now we're getting 2 layups and a couple free throws, and everyone's getting tight. And when you get to the end of the game, you want to make the hero plays like we've talked about. So gaps open up to drive, and there's less team defense. It becomes borderline selfish because you're in desperation mode, survival.
Right. See Jaden Oliver at the end of the bench there. She joined the team after this, but did she practice with you that year?
Yeah, she transferred from Oral Roberts, phenomenal player. She was newcomer of the year her next year, had a horrific injury, but came back senior year, and very thankful for her and her family and what she contributed. But she got herself a ring, even though she didn't get to play. She was part of this, and happy for her. Here's Megan going under another little chip flare screen. Again,
they just can't get anything.
Yeah.
Nightmare defense.
I don't know. When you're playing 30-plus minutes, the amount of miles you're running, and then in this type of period, and the lateral movement, jumping, and again, this is physically you're drained. You are. I mean, girls, salt tablets, all that, ice baths, legs are cramping, and bodies are shutting down on you, and mentally you fatigue too. So here you go. You're going to see us start running on balls and screening and slipping. We're just trying to space the clock or the floor. We're trying to chew the clock, and then we're just going to try to get a really good shot. And we're thinking we're going to make more than you can, and we just don't want to shoot early shot clock shots without looking like we're stalling, basically. Yeah, just total different demeanor from their bench and crowd.
They get, if I remember right, a little something going pretty soon, but it was quickly squelched, I think.
Yeah, this goes in for them. Again, 2s versus 3s. Great closeout by Jazz. Game plan was perfect. She ran her off from the inside out and pushed her down to the baseline. Erica just made them pay. And but again, that's only 2. And yeah, we're living, basically. Here's another one for Jazz. We're going to get her at the high post, and we're going to on-ball screen her. And you see they don't help. And Jazz is able to get to the rim. Now, she missed a couple early, but that was a little wrinkle we put in. Megan, the sacrificial lamb there, they're not going to help off me. I'm going to help others score. Probably a travel.
Yeah, could have called it.
Whitney and Tristan are there every time. Every post we had in that season. Look at that's waves of people running at them. Kylisha runs her off, and Natalie's there. Unfortunate bounce there, but great makeup play.
She needs help. Can't dribble.
Yeah. Back then, you could call timeout, and the back court recounts the 10. Nowadays, you still get it back there with 5 seconds, which our kids haven't fully picked up yet. These videos are cool on the timeouts because I haven't heard any of these, and I purposely just waited because I wanted it to be special, individually for me, because I'd be talking all night to hear what these guys say.
The defense has been pretty consistent.
And they know what the stripes of Baker are.
I never watch those. If you ever watch me during the game, the breakaway layups, I turn my head. Because if they blow them and I don't see it, I don't get as frustrated. So it's a little self-meditation.
It happens a lot. So you need to,
You get the yips.
It's not such an easy, it's not as easy as most people make it look.
No.
If you get your feet crossed up and you don't jump correctly and everyone's watching you, it's...
At least if you're guarded, you have an excuse.
Right.
If you blow that, you just blew it. And everybody in the gym's getting a laugh out of it. But Kai made that one. That was huge. Here you go. We're going to see some similar action. Keep going to Jazz every time out of the timeout. Here's another one. We're going to down screen her and get her isolated. She wasn't really aggressive, but, this happens. You tighten up a little bit. And right here, you see our players are standing. No one's moving. You're tired. You're frustrated. Still a good take there. She makes some of those, but just didn't hit that one. Great save by Felipe.
Did she do what was her numbers in this game? Do you have that?
I don't think she scored. Now, Natalie, she was like a sixth man, or her and Whitney.
I mean, she was such a dynamic player off the bench. You don't see it here.
Yeah. That was a triple screen for Meg. We ran for her. we're trying everything we can. Unlucky there. Kai actually probably could have caught it and little alley-oops. Here I'm trying to get us to call. Yeah, wasn't that tipped? Yeah. Hey, like it's going to change anything.
You're not gonna
Make me feel better to talk about it.
I don't
to somebody.
remember Kai coming off in this game.
Well, we knew she was going to have to play at the end. Everybody only had one foul. We didn't have anyone with more than one foul. I don't think they did either, maybe two. We're going to buy some time right here. We're going to try to ride her at the end, so wanted to get her a little break. Yeah, a little bit of a breakdown there. And you can see just your body's like when it's not going right, like physically, you're just breaking down a little bit.
You're down by 14. You've only scored 29. It feels like Everest.
Yeah.
We have to score half of our points to even tie it. That's just an impossible mountain.
Yeah, you hear the commentator talking about us using the shot clock, and that's the right play by Bailey. She got a little loose with it, but it was the right dump. It's going to be made there, and just unlucky tip there.
Mike Goff watching says this was my
There's assistant coach Nate Edson in the background.
Yeah,
my buddy Blake Asbury, Kelly English, who's texting in there. That's her friend. Those are my good buddies. All my good buddies are in that crowd and family.
2 of my favorite hours during my time at MNU, Mike Goff says, at this game.
Whitney Moss sent me a picture, and in the background there's a couple of professors, and I won't say who, but there's about 2 of them that have tears.
Oh, wow.
They're just happy and proud of these girls. Just
at
as
the
we
end
were.
or during, like,
at the end,
yeah.
There's a picture of them celebrating, and I was just like, blow that up, and in the background I'll show you. You can see them teared up a little bit, all of them. It's like a funeral over on that bench, so.
Except for that girl.
Yeah, she must.
She's like, never mind.
She must have a friend in the crowd. I think this goes or a foul. One of these here, real quick. But you're kind of a point of desperation here. They're going to isolate Erica and try to get her on there, and she's frustrated. And
what a call.
Yeah.
There's just nowhere for them to go. Where can they go? If they're not hitting the threes that they are getting, what can they do against your team?
Well, there was things we were going to live with. That those you've seen a couple of them pull up mid-range. We weren't going to give them any breakaways. We were going to run off the three-point line, and we were going to take away all those little dump passes. And they made us look smart, man. All the credit goes to these girls. Here's another one for Jasmine. We're going to try to get her at the high post. We're going to on-ball screen her again. And you can see their players are confused. And she doesn't hit that. She hit that all season.
Yep.
And there's that second of dead time we talk about. Everyone thought Jazz was going to make that. Megan stopped, Bailey stopped, Kai's in the paint, and they get a layup. And that's what Hodge did for about 30 points a couple of these games.
Just caught flat-footed.
Yeah. And here, we're playing reserved, and they're playing with nothing to lose. So every mistake is amplified. Here you go, wearing our post out and really going into on ball, and we're getting good looks here. Just don't hit too many.
That's a literal tall order to go in against Wallish like that.
Led the country in shot blocks. Well deserved, good player, good battle there. That's a great take.
See, at this point, you're like, okay, it's not out of the realm of possibility now. It's 10, maybe 9 points. And we're going to have to hit free throws. We can't just cruise to victory, but then they missed the free throw, and I think we hit a couple free throws, and you start to smell it.
Yeah. I can't watch. My dad said it would be great watching. This is the he didn't watch the end of the game. He said he wasn't feeling it. He was nervous. I'm pacing the sideline. My mom, she's passed now, but she didn't come to this game because she's real superstitious, and just seemed like when she'd pop in, we wouldn't win. So she was like, heck no, I'm not coming. But she watched. And that was really cool that they were all able to see that. And
there's your wife and kid right there in the back.
Yeah. And all our friends and family. There's me looking a little rough.
This is a grueling tournament for everybody involved with it. Even people like me who have to do stats and keep track. It's grueling. It's a grind for everybody. But you guys, 5 games in 6 days?
Yeah, really sad they changed the format, and they're going to a 64-team tournament. You're not going to have to win the grind of a tournament like it was. It'll still be great victory if you win it, obviously, but this is what they used to call the hardest tournament in the whatever in America or
right.
country. I mean, you got to.
I'm on your bench. I'm smelling it. Look at that.
Attaboy.
I'm at the end of the bench.
Where's that footage?
I have it. It was on. I've showed it before, but it's on Periscope. You remember Periscope, that app that was popular then? So I was doing that live, and I was kind of commentating, and even I was getting choked up. So no shame in crying at this game. This was one of my favorite moments in my career for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, just rushed out by Larson. Bailey couldn't even gone over that one, and they're starting to, feel it. But you see what these girls do. Every dead ball, they sprint together. You see them all calling each other together. We chart positive touches, and when you're playing well, you're giving a lot of high fives and a lot of touching and camaraderie. And when you're losing, not playing well, it's like, yeah, everybody's got stank. You don't want to buy anyone. But this team was great.
You're so frustrated at the top. Megan hit a free throw. She's about 90%.
Yeah, for players like this, you love all these girls. You've gone a long way with this kid. She's your leading scorer. You want her to have a little bit of that moment, and she got her first out couple easy ones. You want her to make that. Yeah.
See, this is where you're like, oh, we got it, and I think you even start to relax here.
Yeah.
On my video on my phone where I'm on your bench, you finally are like, see, not yet. I guess you're still not ready yet.
Yeah. I go into a mode, I'm just
But that's something that I've noticed about you is that even when you're up by 25 with a minute left, there's still something to be learned in that game. You're like, okay, we got the win, that's one thing, but we're going to get better at something else at the end. You never stop.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've always admired about you is that you can just put all that aside and keep playing the game. It doesn't matter.
Well, especially in conference and non-conference, like those don't mean, they mean something,
right.
But like you got to get better for this test. And, I was hard on this team, and they were stubborn. They were tired of being coached at the end of the year, and now I know why. They'd pretty much perfected it and mastered it, and they felt good, and I thought there was more they could give, and we butted heads for a little bit with that. But I will tell you, we went into this tournament way different mindset. On our shoot-arounds, we actually walked around. We did very little scout of the other team.
You're starting to feel it, finally.
Yeah.
That's a great shot. I love that.
Yeah. We took on the role of our team, the coaches did. Instead of wanting to look how we wanted it to look, we let it look how they wanted it to look. We let them sleep in all day. We let them eat what they want. Didn't restrict anything. It was just they were going to take us to victory, and we were as good as we were going to be, and coaches could only make minor adjustments, but we rode these players. They did excellent.
All right. Let the clock settle. Watch the Berger coach. Nope. And here it goes. Here's the countdown. I love this.
Yeah. He's a good guy. We went to dinner every night besides the night before the championship game.
Wow.
People don't know that, but our staff and their staff, those girls are hugging too because they're upset because they did a good job, and we just came out with it. Look at that crowd. This is awesome. This won't be experienced for a lot of NEI teams because you're never at your home base. That's awesome.
Here the celebration starts to die down, but the men's soccer team starts to hype it back up here with the here they go. Let's go.
This is all blur. I'm shaking hands, and
yeah, you start to get interviewed at the end of this. You weren't part of this. I was right in the middle of that with my Periscope video.
That's awesome.
I've got it somewhere. I'll show that.
I don't even remember what I said to the people at the end of the game.
It wasn't
Brenda.
It wasn't very coherent.
It wasn't?
No, it wasn't. But you were like, you were just so
scatterbrained.
frazzled.
Yeah.
Frazzled. I was just so happy. It was great.
Is it on here?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Embarrassing. Sorry, Dad.
No, but you were very self-aware about it. You're like, I'm rambling. I don't know. So it's great, and it doesn't get any better than this. So to enjoy it again is really phenomenal. And Kai just it starts to sink in.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the good, and there's what comes with being on the other side. But, man, you know, those girls should be proud.
They certainly couldn't have expected that they would play in this game. They were a 6th seed in their bracket.
Look at the respect here. And this is what's cool. This is what's cool about our level. These are student athletes, and they're, you know, whatever. They love basketball, but they're good people, and they love their universities and their families, and, you know, the competition and all that. That's great. But, yeah, wow. It's pretty cool. I haven't watched this part, so I stopped at about 2 minutes left in the game. But these guys, yeah, good people right there. Good for Kai and Jazz and all them.
I remember talking to Kai. I don't usually have the chance to connect personally with a lot of the athletes, but occasionally I do. One time she was shooting around in the gym, and I went and rebounded for her, and we just started chatting. And that was after she didn't get an all-conference award, and she was feeling a little salty about it. And she didn't wallow in that. It wasn't like she was upset. She was just determined. So let's listen to you ramble here for a bit. And I always admired that she didn't get down, she got better.
Oh, man, you could see it was a defensive battle. Everybody knew what they're doing. A couple of the wrinkles you saw us put in this morning worked. And, yeah, you got to keep those in your back pocket. But hats goes off to those girls. You know, I don't get to play. I wish I could, but all the credit goes to them. And credit goes to Berger, too. Classic group of girls. I know all of them almost personally, and it hurts for them, but it's great for us. So congrats to Ben and Berger, and then definitely congrats to our girls.
You've never advanced farther than the quarterfinals, and now you've won a national championship. What does this mean to you and the Mid-American Nazarene community?
Oh, you know, we've been following our boys for years. They have so many Final Fours. They got a national championship. We're just trying to live up to the expectations that we have put on ourselves, and hopefully the community celebrates this. We got a wonderful school, and if we can get them out on air and everyone can find out what kind of people we have in our school and our program, maybe we'll want to be a part of it. All boats rise together, and man, I don't even know what to say. I'm just rambling right now.
Hey,
I appreciate you guys.
John, emotionally in this game, you're struggling on offense. They build a double-figure lead. You've beaten them 3 other times. What was it like for your players on the bench? What were you saying to them to kind of keep them focused?
Yeah, you know, same thing happened at our place in the championship game, and we made a good run at the end of that half. We had a 6-point swing there, and it gave us a chance coming out of the second half. Same thing here. We said, hey, we played terrible. They played great. You're going to have to come out swinging. And then when that fourth quarter started, we said, you're going to have to take one more punch from these girls because they're not going to roll over and die on you. And we took the punch, and we got some big buckets. Jasmine Webb, I think, hits her first 3 of the year.
Yes, she did.
She practices them, but she doesn't get to take a lot. But you saw how excited she was. And, man, just great for all of them. Proud of them.
You just talked about the energy offensive plays, but describe how effective your defense was there in the second half.
Defense was great. You know, the guards really trusted the post to come over and help cover them up, so we didn't do any stupid stuff. We think we gave them 4 free throws in the first half, but we really trusted each other. You know, sometimes everyone thinks offense is selfish, but defense can be very selfish, and our teams did not play selfish defense. They really helped each other, and oh my goodness, just proud of them. 4 seniors, and gosh, they deserve all the credit. Look at them. They get to celebrate this.
Now let's see, Felicia Weston honored as the MVP here of this national final. A terrific performance for her. This senior group, what have they meant to your program?
Oh, you know, they followed a lot of good girls, so they're leaving their footprint. You know, they got a banner hanging on the wall to show what they've done now. So they've given me everything, and if you see, I'm a very demanding coach, and I care for those girls, but I demand their best every day, every play, and you know, they really showed out tonight, and that's exciting.
John Lewis, we've taken enough of your time. Go on back there and celebrate.
Thank you, too. I appreciate you guys.
Head coach of the national champions from Mid-American Nazarene, ready to go celebrate and get a piece of that championship trophy as well. And Brenda, you know, these teams, they spend so much time. You don't understand unless you're here what it's like to try to prepare for 5 games in 7 days, sometimes 6 days, to win a national title, what that's like.
It is so difficult, and you're playing teams from all over the country, many that you've never seen before, and then you get to the title game and you play a conference foe that you've played 3 times already.
Back into that bench right there. Didn't get to play a lot in this game, and I just want everybody to know that's watching that, you know, this is all because of everybody here, and all those girls did a lot, and the stats weren't in the books for this game, but their prints are all over the program and what they helped us accomplish. And a lot of those players went on and had big careers for us in the future.
Kai showed up, man.
Yeah, man, big time. Yeah, she probably could have gone for 30. She don't want to hear that.
That's
yeah,
sweet, right? That's just a sweet play.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Let's go.
Natalie right there, Felipe laid on the floor afterwards and was just in her own.
Gave it all.
Oh, in her own place, man. You know, I wish she would have had a little bit more productivity maybe on the stats line for this game, but she carried us a bunch. Had a really big game. I forget which one it was in the tournament, but always gave us clutch minutes.
She could do things that were unique in this game, where faking a three and driving, scoring a couple people type stuff.
Yeah, had some street game to her. Kind of played like a boy type game. Had some shimmy and shake to her. It's funny seeing all those girls that didn't play for Baker, too, because we watched them the rest of their career. There's Hogue and a lot of good players that they had. And,
well, this Kelsey Larson got Conference Player of the Year a couple years later.
Uh-huh. Yeah, all these. I mean, great program. And you see their coaches, even though they're sad and they lost, but, man, like, what the heck? You went to a national championship game, and tough thing, and is probably having to come into our gym and see that banner still for those that are still part of their program. But.
Right. And that's the thing. Our fans and Baker fans get at each other pretty good. But professionally and the teammates and the coaches, we don't really have anything against Baker. It's just more of a fun thing. But, all the way up and down, Baker and MNU, it's a great rivalry. And it's usually evenly matched teams.
Yeah. A lot of respect for all those players and coaches. I talked to Ben and Andy, the assistants, multiple times this week, and I think Andy might have watched a little bit, and much respect for him just, enjoying the moment, too, even though it didn't work out for them. But
look at those fake smiles. Watch how instantly they shrink after it's done. That's got to be a tough way to smile.
Yeah.
It's over. Sorry.
I mean,
you get a runner-up. That is something that they'll never forget either. They won that Final Four game. That's a huge moment. To get to the Final Four is a huge celebration.
Yeah.
And so, but, someone's got to win it. There we go.
Might as well be the pioneer.
Yeah. Introduced by number here. Keep watching till they get that banner. It's just a cool moment.
Yeah. Lindsay, Ellie, Megan.
That's the last competitive game she played.
Yeah.
She wins the title. It's just unbelievable that these seniors got to do that.
Jasmine. I sent a couple of them the teaser video, and they said they were in tears.
That was amazing.
Yeah, Natalie. Callie got the highway sign put back up, talked to the mayor, and said she felt disrespected. That was great.
That it was taken down. Why was that taken down?
I don't know. I think wind blew it down, and they didn't put it back up because it.
Nice.
But Callie, she called him out.
She's big time?
Yeah, man. Word to Callie.
She elbowed him in the
face.
There
you go. Yes, she did. Likens, we called her Rodeo. She's a great player. And Leah Courtney actually just got Leah her ring a couple years ago, or a year ago probably. She moved around, just finally got it to her. Bailey. All our coaches, man. Martina was her first year. Olive's like his fifth year. They put in so much. Olive volunteers. Like, they don't even know. Navia basically volunteered, and I got volunteers now. Nate Edson and Drew Wheatcroft and Natalie Knight. She's a paid position, but all these guys, everyone puts in a lot of time and effort. Leslie Berger just
see her right
finished.
In the background there. She's not upset that she missed it. She's thrilled for you guys.
I got Leslie and her mom a pennant. They were really close to the a national champion pennant. She won one. She put her heart and soul in the program. So much love for Leslie out there.
Ooh, they got the name pretty close. That's good.
Yeah, good work, Brenda. I'm waiting for this picture to get put up on the wall downstairs. I keep working anyone I can.
You've got to find it somewhere.
Yeah, we got it, I think. The day I see it, that'll be a great memory, too. But we've got banners everywhere. And
Kevin Steele, the AD at the time, on the left there.
I texted him today.
Yeah.
Embarrassing story. I sent a bunch of people texts that said, catch me tonight if you're free, and sent the link.
Right.
But the link didn't go through. So a bunch of people were like, was this supposed to go to me? Kevin Steele is one of them. So hopefully Kevin got on there.
So did
there's the Palou's little sister.
So did you say catch me tonight if you can to like some women with no link?
Yeah. Well, no, the link went, but it was to a bunch of coaching friends and people. And embarrassing story.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
There you see Hodge with the Band-Aid on her chin. That was
the night before.
Indicative of how she played that tournament. She was all over the place.
Yeah. Look at that. Great memory. There's Chase's first one. That's good for her. Man, that was fun, Chad. Me, I'm not a big talker necessarily and social media guy, but this was fun.
This was great. This was certainly when I started this business, I just wanted one national title, and I got it, and now I want some more. But this moment here was great for me as much as everybody else. There it is.
Is there any more in the end? I don't think.
I don't think so. I'll keep it going, but I don't think there's more. We're on camera now, so just stare into the camera.
Oh, okay.
So what final thoughts as we wrap this up?
Yeah. I don't know, a great experience, you think it's going to feel different after you win it, but it was just another game, but everyone gets hype, and the next day people call, and then it goes away. And what stays is the quality of people that we had and that we still have. And you heard them, talking about their accolades, and they're family people now, and they're working individuals, and they're just great. And so that's the memory I take on. I tell my team all the time that's what we're most proud of. The banners hang in there, but Chad, I ask you all the time about stats and records, and that doesn't matter. It's one game at a time. You're a coach. It's a relief to win, and that's what that was. It was a relief to win and get home and celebrate. And now looking back, I'm glad we did this because it's the first time I've watched it in 5 years. We finally got the HD footage.
Yeah.
That'll go down in our history books now. So,
yeah.
But I'm glad we did it, and I'm glad people can get on tonight and support us.
Show them what we got.
Yeah, man. I think, yeah.
I think this is the first time I've worn it since then. You don't get opportunities like this.
I wore
to wear a big ring like that. But thank you for this, by the way.
Oh, no problem. I wore it one time, remember?
Yeah.
Against Berger the next year, and they hit 17 threes and whipped us.
So you haven't worn it.
No.
But this feels nice, but like John said, that's not what it's all about. And you got players, and that's your legacy is great kids and a clean program, and we appreciate it all. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Anything else?
No, thank you guys and everybody that helped out, and thank my staff and players now. I hope my current players can see this, and I hope after all the stuff we got going on, they come back hungry, and hopefully this will energize them. And I want to thank everyone that's invested in our program, whether it be monetarily or time or playing and sweat and tears, and just thankful for all them. You guys make us look really smart, and we give you all the credit, and just glad everyone could be a part of this. And I love our university, and anytime we can bring promotion to Mid-America and the cause and our Lord Jesus Christ, we want to continue to praise him and bring people to what we have to offer here, and people like you, Chad, and it's a beautiful thing. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate y'all. And, good night.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. For John Lewis, I'm Chad Jenkins. Love you.